position and ready to go. Make sure you have your coffee, your tea, your water, whatever it is that you need to make sure to stay focused and intentional on today's call. Make sure you got your you got everybody situated, right? The kids, your spouse, maybe your pets. You got everybody situated so people aren't trying to draw your attention and your time as the call is going on, right? Because you don't want to miss a moment, right? That could be the nugget, the piece of information, the announcement, whatever. That's really going to take you to the next level where you want to be. So don't put yourself in position to miss that moment, right? Make sure you're ready to receive everything that our speaker has to share with us today. So, once again, welcome, welcome, welcome to the line today on this absolutely beautiful and extraordinary Super Saturday. My name is Carly Gwynn, chiming in today from Orlando, Florida. I want to welcome each and every one of you to the line today. If you are just now jumping on, don't be shy. Go ahead and jump into the chat and let me know your name and where you're chiming in from today. All right. And again, welcome to everybody that's joining on Facebook. Excuse me. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. The weather tried to take me out this week, but I'm not having it, right? Oh, I don't know about you guys, but when that weather shifts sometimes and you get it's like kind of chilly sometimes, but it's still warm outside. It's like this little dance sometimes, the allergies and things like that. So bear with me. I apologize for coughing a little bit this morning. But I'm still super excited to be here with you guys. Let's see, we have David chiming in from Georgia, Frank chiming in from Oklahoma. Welcome, welcome. Davian chiming in from Virginia. Welcome, Mark in Los Angeles. David in Tampa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. All right, we got literally seconds before we get started. So again, I know some people just popped onto the call on Zoom and I'm sure on Facebook as well. So for those of you guys just jumping on, definitely want to welcome you to the call. My name is Carly Gwynn, chiming in from Orlando, Florida. I am not your speaker or trainer, but I do have the privilege and honor of being your host today and welcoming you to the line. So go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so I can do that. Welcome, Mike in Boston, John in South America. Welcome to the line today. And ladies and gentlemen, I know that you are in for such a treat today. Super excited to be with you guys and cannot wait to hear what's going to be shared with us today. So if you are just now jumping on, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat. And that is my cue to step out of the way of greatness today, ladies and gentlemen. The gentleman I have the honor and privilege to introduce to you is a family man. He's a military veteran, and he's been a successful entrepreneur for over 25 years. He's earned millions of dollars in not one, not two, but three different industries. And I know without a doubt, this is the fourth industry he's going to earn multiple millions of dollars in. But most importantly, he's always done, not only has he done well for himself, but he's always done what's best for his people and put his people first and help them make quite a bit of money as well, okay? He has a goal to help 10,000 families generate $5,000 per month in residual recurring income over the next 2 to 5 years. But what I love most about him is he's the definition of integrity and character. And he's one of the only people that's ever been and done every single thing he ever committed to me that he would be or do. So without further ado, please give me some hearts, give me some fire, give me some love in the chat, and help me welcome to the line someone I'm honored to call my coach, my mentor, and my friend, the VP of Sales himself, Mr. Sam Bean.
Hey.
Recording in progress.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Carly, for that introduction. And like you said, anytime you get ready to do something amazing, something huge, something epic, you'll be confronted by violent opposition like the change of weather. And so I appreciate you, again, still making it look good and still putting us in a position where we can receive. And so today, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a power-packed day. And you get the privilege of suffering through my conversation today. You're going to get the enrichment and the information today is when you're going to get the information on what we're going to be doing and what we do for a living. and then the empowerment side. So I'm going to show you how to implement it right afterwards. But like Carly said, my wife and I, Kim Bean, we've been blessed to have created some measurable levels of success, in our life. And when I say it's because we've actually been able to tie ourselves to some amazing people who we were able to learn from. That's what it's all about, guys. It's all about collaborating. It's all about partnerships. It's all about being able to put yourself in a position where you can receive from someone who has your answers and not your problems. And so today we're going to talk about how to solve problems for millions of people around the world. And that's the answer. As a matter of fact, that's the very definition of the word entrepreneurship. Okay, the person who can solve a problem. And so today you'll find a company called Build, which stands for build your last downline or build your life's dream, depending on how you want to take it. This company has put that responsibility on their shoulders and the responsibility of helping people generate wealth, extra income, whatever it is that you're here for, a couple extra $100 a month, a couple extra $1,000 a day. It doesn't matter. What you'll see by the time I finish communicating is that this platform can serve the masses, from top to bottom. So today we're going to talk about building your mindset, your skill set, your network, and your net worth. All right. So what are we, guys? We are a home services and financial empowerment direct sales company. We are also a business building platform that equips you with the tools, tech, training, and support to thrive in today's competitive business world. Okay. What we are not is we are not a one size fits all direct sales model. We're not a Me Too company. Okay, so you have a lot of companies that are out there and they're doing, doing their thing, but they're all doing the same thing. Okay, and so what we are is truly unique. We give people the opportunity to be who they want to be in a platform that allows them to build businesses and new careers, based on how their personality or character dictates it. So again, you have options, you have, the ability to do that without looking like every other company. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, let me see. There we go. So starting a business is now a must, guys. And I can't, preach this enough. What you'll find is that everybody is going through some things. When I say everybody, I'm talking about the masses. Life keeps getting more expensive. Wages are not keeping up with inflation, and therefore we have to reinvent ourselves, recreate our opportunities. 50% of divorces are caused by financial reasons, right? Many physical and mental health issues are directly tied to finances because of the stress. People are living longer, and governments around the world cannot afford to support the growing elderly population, which is tragic, right? And so you have people who are not prepared for the next life, and they're not prepared for the time when you don't want to do what you do for a living anymore, or they don't want you to do what you do for a living anymore, but you didn't have a plan B or C to take it from there. So this is very, very problematic, right? AI is basically replacing many jobs, and people who are utilizing AI, they're the ones who are making sure your jobs are no longer necessary, right? And it's been real, and I'm just doing a little studying on AI and the impact of AI. They say over the next 5 years, if you don't have a skill set that will keep you employed, with a company using AI, or you don't have a company that you built around AI, you better have a lot of money in savings, to live off of. Or you better have a person in your family who has a lot of money that loves you. And because again, in the next 5 years, a lot of jobs, a lot of opportunities are going to be eliminated by AI. Okay. Remember, business is not a personal thing, guys. And that's the thing I got to make sure you guys understand. Nobody owes you a job. And when you say my job is not your job, you're out of line. Actually, it's the company's job. It's a position that you actually hold. You didn't sign a contract with the company as a permanent employee, right? You were a temporary person who they pay you for your services as long as they need to keep you. Okay. When they're cutting down jobs based on the bottom line, they can make more money by eliminating your space because they can replace you with technology. That's a business decision, but you take it personal, and it's not the company's fault. It's your fault because you were not prepared. Okay. So that's just making sure we're on the same page, right? Now, there's an entire generation that is studying for jobs that will not exist, by the time they enter the workforce. So by the time they graduate, what they're studying will be obsolete. Now, the problem, people want and need to start a business, but entrepreneurs get lost, confused, and because of the information overload on the internet, everybody's selling an opportunity, right? 80% of small businesses fail within 2 years, and that's obviously because of a lack of leadership. Remember, it's not that the companies don't have the money. Leadership will always find the money if they have the proper opportunity, right? But the failure rate is crazy because everybody's got an idea, but everybody doesn't have an understanding. Aspiring entrepreneurs are bombarded with opportunities, and it's really easy to get distracted. And that's the truth. But the solution, guys, is guidance, systems, education, tools, support, structure, mentorship, leadership. Again, those are all the things that are the solutions, and we actually have those things here. So, what opportunities should you be looking into in 2025? Essential services, transfer spending, saving people money. That's always something that's going to be a hot button when it comes to companies. Web3, which is the third version of the internet, because there's a whole new version of the internet that's being created right now, with the blockchain, crypto, decentralized finance. The only difference with us is that we're giving you the power of the internet and ownership of the internet back, okay, while they're continuing to compartmentalize it and section it off and sell it to you, and for disproportionate amounts of money. AI, the job killer, talked about that. Reoccurring revenue models, right? Everything has a subscription nowadays, and I'm gonna talk to you in depth about that a little bit later, because that's your security, that's your future. That's what will allow you to work your way out of a job and retire, right? Data, data, data. Data is a new currency, and again, you've seen it happening daily. But the subscription era is upon us, and the average person, if you look at your bank account and your credit cards, the average person has about 6 to 12 subscriptions running on it, right? And so every month, you look at your bill, the bill drops a little bit, a little bit, a little bit incrementally, because you have things that are already preset on different days to run, right? And it takes the average person, when they realize that they don't want the subscription anymore, it takes the average person 90 days to actually get around to canceling it. And so again, when you look at how people are evolving, the smartest people in the world business wise have already made the shift, and you're looking at them right now. Netflix, 283 million subscribers. Spotify, 252. Prime Video, 200. As a matter of fact, if you go back to COVID, guys, the subscriptions went up through the roof. When all those people got laid off, the companies that took full advantage of that were companies like Zoom. When you had to work from home and communicate from home, you were doing business. And while you were doing business, you had companies like Fortnite and Disney babysit your kids subscriptions, right? And your wife, she didn't have a whole lot to do after she got through working, except for order from Amazon, right? And so again, it's subscriptions. And so you have to find a way to carve, or to introduce a subscription to your existing company, or to build a subscription based opportunity for yourself, because everybody else is doing it. So our core membership offerings, guys, we have our Build Academy, and we look at that Build Academy, anything, everything, money, and we'll talk about it in a sec. Premium travel through Aventi Travel. Our travel club is supreme and superior to everything that's out there. The disruptive Web3, opportunities through Zeta is just phenomenal. And then the essential services arena, where we anything, everything that we can put in a person's homes, we're allowing people who are in the real estate industry to sell. Okay, so Smart Money Club, this is the things that they did not teach you in high school that, again, I really wish they would. It should be required teaching when it comes to credit, personal and business. When it comes to insurance, and not just health insurance, life insurance, but how to use insurance as a investment vehicle, business structuring, all these things that, again, that people need: financial instruments, tools, financial advice. All that stuff is coming from Smart Money. Web3, blockchain, crypto, DeFi, DePIN, RWAs, NFTs, all these alphabets that you know nothing about today. You better learn something about them fast, because tomorrow is coming and the world is not going to slow up for you to catch up. You better educate yourself now before you have to, because tomorrow it'll be too late. Okay. But AI mastery, how to use AI for your personal life and business. Again, that's a sector of the world, and you're going to see the numbers that I'm going to introduce to you that the big corporations are doing and what they're investing in it, and that's what I call a clue, right? Mastering the markets. So, guys, we have the ability to introduce you to a company, a platform, and that name shall remain nameless today, but just know this. You have an opportunity to learn a skill that nobody will ever be able to take away from you, right? You'll be able to, really learn how to trade in markets like, the Forex market, indices, futures, options, right? Those types of things. And, you'll be able to master that on a part-time basis. As all you'll be able to have systems, traded for you. We'll have live traders and those and trainers and those master traders and those master trainers when they're going live, you will be allowed to trade with them and follow their trade advice. All right. But keep in mind, we want you to understand when it comes to mastering the markets and trading, um, if you treat it like it's gambling, it'll treat you like you gambled. Right. This is a skill. This is not a hobby. This is not something that you want to play with. You have wins and losses. Even the best people out there in the world in trading, they have losses as well. Except their losses are minimized based on the level of expertise and how much time they invest in that skill. Then you have real estate investing, guys. Again, we want to make sure that you understand, more about real estate than you do today, and the different ways people are investing in it and getting ahead of it. So, to get back on track financially, guys, well, why should you learn about, these industries? Why should you learn about these topics? And again, it's to get back on track financially and be able to capitalize on upcoming opportunities. All right. If you missed the internet boom, the real estate booms, the Nvidias, the Teslas of the world, the Bitcoins of the world, all these huge companies, don't miss the next big business trend or opportunity that can set you free and put your family in a position where they never have to worry about money again as long as they live. All right. Okay. So, premium travel through Aventi. Aventi, when I say it's the ultimate travel club, guys, it's the ultimate travel club for a lot of reasons, right? You own your private booking engine, behind the curtain prices. So you'll see companies out there like Expedia, Orbitz, Travelocity. These companies have the same backdoor pricing that we do, right? The only difference is their business model. Their business model is to lower the price, a little bit lower than the market, and then they take the difference between the wholesale cost and their markdown costs, and they keep that 100% to themselves. And it's very, very lucrative for them, and that's their business model. Well, we have a different business model that makes sure that the members are rewarded. Now, on both sides of the table, because we take 100% from what the market price is, and we take all the way down to the wholesale price, and we put all of that into the savings for the members. Okay, our customers and our actual members. So again, that's why, again, one of the reasons why we're different. The other thing is this: we give you a vacation, right, on your anniversary every year. And when you look at the savings, guys, up to 70% savings. We're talking about 4 and 5 star prices on I'm sorry, 4 and 5 star vacations locations on 2 and 3 star prices. So member pricing. Now, here's some examples here. Obviously, we have a ton more. And just take your bucket list, or your travel list, places that you go on business and work for, on your job, places you travel the most, or the ones you want to go to, and start looking at the pricing. The person who invited you here, guys, they can offer you a trial, experience without you actually having to put a credit card on file, where you can go and look at all of our pricing. Okay? And by the way, our pricing doesn't vary from, the actual member or the actual customer like some companies do. It's the exact same. Okay. But as you can see here, $410 a night saving, 33% savings in New York, which I'll be going on Monday. And I'll actually booked my travel through Eventi. Rome, Italy, $146 a night. Venice, Italy, $150 a night savings, guys, 53% savings. And so, like I say, up to 70%, as low as 14% here, and up to 70%. I've seen some at 75 and 76% as well. Far and few in between, but they're there. Now, when it comes to home service brokerage, guys, this is what we offer in America and America only, right? But if you're joining our company outside of America, You can sell to people who are in America. You can still make that sale if you have social media contacts or social media skill sets, or you have contacts here in America that you can utilize. So, but right now we have Solar Through Freedom, and as you can see, the average commission on that is about $6,000 to $8,000 a commission. Okay. The home security is through Brinks and ADT, $400 to $700 a transaction, a commission on average. $1,000 to $2,000 on our water filtration company through Rain H2O. And then when you look at AT&T and Spectrum, our internet and our fiber services, guys, $100 to $300 per transaction, right? Mobile phone services, $100 to $175, through AT&T. And, guys, when you look at a person who, can understand that you have, over a million, companies that are globally centered around focusing on homeowners, over 150, unique industries that are companies, types of companies that are centered on focusing on homeowners. It's the largest, demographic target for salespeople. And when you are in those arenas like real estate agents and your roofers or your landscapers, and you have a lot of of the people who own homes as clients, guys, you become the apple of your industry. So instead of just offering landscape, now you offer all these other things. Instead of being able to get paid on just one roofing job or one plumbing job, now you get a chance to go back and get paid and have the ability to get paid on each and every last one of these services that we offer. And that's to every one of your existing and future clients. So open up your thought process to see how big this thing really can get. So ways to earn, guys, we have six different ways that we pay people in this company. And, they go anywhere from personal customer sales, team sales overrides, dual team bonuses, dual team matches as well, coded bonuses, residual income, and the profit sharing, guys. The company is very, very generous, and, and they really do have a compensation plan that's designed to get the money to you easily. Okay. So, as a builder, right? And builders where you get a chance to take advantage of 100% of everything that we offer, right? 199 down, that's what it costs for you to open up your brokerage. $99 a month is what it costs for you to sustain it and have access to everything that we offer, as well as the training and other things that we offer as well. So training, support, all the things that you offer right here, $99 a month. Now, refer for, and guys, guess what? You pay no more, right? You have a person like myself who, when I first came on board, I talked to everybody about it. I had over 30 people who enrolled. I've never paid $99 a month at all. I've only paid the $199 to get started, and that was it. Okay. And so we'll show you how it could be the same thing. So now you're running a business for free. But for every one of the members that come in your network, whether they come in directly to you or whether they come in through one of your brokers that you bring on, that subscription, that $99 subscription is what you now use to build a residual income check. Yes. I'm gonna tell you right now, the average person right now has been said that is about $250 to $350 a month away from going into bankruptcy, right? And so that shows you, where we're at as society economically. So you help somebody build a brokerage of six members on the left, six members on the right, guys. That's 12 members total that you don't have to go and get by yourself. That's $250 a month. That's a little bit of breathing room, right? And for some of you big balls to say, that's not a lot of money. Well, I have something for you as well. But as people continue to talk, as people continue to share, what we have and all the things that we have, because I've showed you a little bit, I haven't showed you everything that we have coming as well. Your brokerage will get bigger over time, right? Your membership, club will get bigger over time. And as it grows, as you see, your income grows. But when you look at Builder 8,000, talking to the owner, he has this vision where he saw one of the biggest problems of direct sales network marketing companies where you have companies that take ownership of those businesses after people build them. They rob them, right? And he wants you to have ownership of what you build. So he says that Builder 8,000, guys, if you build it to build 8,000, you sit down with him, the president of the company, JC Rangel, and you sign a contract saying now you own this book of business, and what regardless of what it does and how it performs going forward or backwards, it's yours. So imagine getting to Builder 8,000. and your brokerage over the next 6 months, 12 months, 24 months grows to 250 on the left, 250 on the right, all right, and you have now a six-figure annual income, reoccurring income, right? That comes to you like clockwork. We're not even talking about the 500,000 a day. We're talking about just, putting you in a position where you can get to six figures a year, and really for some of you, just take the rest of your life off, fire your boss, or take that money to invest in real estate, or take that money to invest in cryptocurrency, or just take that money and do some good with it, right? Just saying. Again, this is what I use. When Carly said, my wife and I, we built a seven-figure income in three different industries, guys. It was mostly based on building subscription-based opportunities and taking that revenue to go out there and fund our investments and our opportunities. This is a form of crowdfunding for people who have influence as well. Okay, let your influence fund all of your future endeavors. So an endeavor that I'm excited about right now, that again, is going to give us, when we talk about our right now money, right, and then something for our future money, and something that's going to put us in all of those categories from blockchain, crypto, all the stuff I talked about earlier. That's Zeta. Okay, Zeta is an extraordinary opportunity. So when you look at it by definition, it may seem a little complex, but it will simplify in just a moment. But Zeta does empower everyday people to participate in the decentralization of the multi-billion-dollar data center industry and the future of the internet, democratizing access and enabling individuals to become their own micro data centers, creating a more inclusive future for data infrastructure and global digital landscape. Basically, what that means is we're going to make sure people get high-speed internet. We're going to make sure that people now get a chance to become the owners of the internet, get paid for having the internet, and now all the money that we're paying companies like Google, AI, Microsoft, and those companies, we won't have to pay them anymore, because we will now become the compute companies. We will now become the AI companies. We will now become everything under our roofs, in our homes, and in our businesses. That's what it's saying. Okay. And so Zeta, when you talk about the disruptive opportunity that it is, $10 trillion opportunity, guys. What you talk about, four industries in one. Okay, telecommunications, $3 trillion industry. Okay, cloud computing, 1.4 trillion, artificial intelligence, 1.3 trillion, and then 3.5 trillion in the Web3, blockchain, and crypto space. See, first of all, most people can't even quantify a trillion. Okay, most people can't, quantify a billion. Right? Really, when you think about the level, of the game that we're participating in at this point in time, guys, we're talking about making a huge jump, quantum leap economically for our families and our households, if you actually buy in, right? And so let me share with you some people who bought in. We look at these headlines and these stories that came out. Texas to become hub for world's largest green powered data center. Okay, in fact, Meta in talks of 2 billion, in AI data center project. The information reports, right? And then you have Amazon, guys. I studied Amazon, and I didn't see this part, guys. My whole entire, business structure, when it comes to subscription-based businesses and residual income, stuff like that, was built around Amazon. And oh, trust me, I don't regret it. I'm extremely excited about it. It's got me, very, very far in life. But I didn't know that behind the scenes, guys, what was brewing and what was growing was something that would evolve to become 74% of how Amazon makes its money, right? And that's through, AI, e-commerce, and stuff like that. So uh, again, this is what we call a clue. This is what we call a hint. So some of you guys are saying, what the heck is a data center? You've been talking about data center this, data center that. Well, a data center is a physical facility. It's when you talk about the cloud, cloud is not up there, it's down here, right? Typically a large building or room that houses and manages a large collection of computer servers, network equipment, and storage devices used to store, process, and distribute data for organizations. Guys, let me share some with you. Um, I'm not an expert in cloud compute. I'm not an expert in AI, right? I'm not even an expert in Zeta. But let me share with you something that I am an expert in. I'm an expert in watching movies. I like spy movies. And, when you look at these spy movies, you always see a spy who's trying to get back, keep a chip away, or keep or get hold to a chip, or buy a chip on the black market that they can put in a data center that could shut the whole entire world down. So when you look at, what happened in recent past, you know, 16 billion, accounts were hacked and passwords were compromised, because, each and every last one of us, we have multiple accounts on social media, and multiple social media accounts, multiple bank accounts, multiple accounts here, there, and everywhere. So you might have, your passwords on 10, 15, 20 different things, if not more, right? So when they hack that data center, and center being the center of it all in one specific location, they got access to everybody's information. So it was like a spy movie, but in real life. Okay. And so somebody hacked it, got access to everything because it was in one place. So when you look at, what we're doing, guys, with our system over time, we're going to be able to um, detour criminals from want to hack anything that we have anything to do with. They'll continue to hack those big companies who haven't figured it out yet. But because we're decentralizing, our, the communities and people who we do business with, again, you are less likely to become hacked. But these are challenges of the monopolies, they that own infrastructure, so centralized infrastructures. Limited access, guys. When you look at first and foremost, was it 2/3 of school age children don't have access to the internet. A lot of people in poverty-stricken areas and rural areas don't have access to the internet, right? And so that's a problem. Data privacy. We just talked about, systems being hacked and your information being out there for someone to steal. Okay, that's a problem. When you look at the high cost, traditional networks require expensive build outs, costs of maintenance and upkeep and expansion. Guys, it's very, very costly, right? Environmental concerns. So when you look at the way the data centers are currently built, it makes it significant contributors to carbon emissions, but also those data centers, they hit your, let's say your the grid very, very hard. So a lot of what you guys are experiencing when it comes to blackouts, rolling blackouts, and just power situations being drained and being hurt is because of data centers. When you look at what's happening over in Tennessee, guys, the state of Tennessee just sued, Elon Musk for, what he's doing and how he's impacting people's lives physically over in Memphis. He built a data center and people are getting sick. He built a data center and it's just draining, and impacting in a negative manner the environment, right? The grid and everything else. So again, it's very, very important that people take a really good solid look at what we're bringing to the table and they participate because, they're going to be a part of the solution as opposed to having to continue to deal with the problem. Increasing demands. So as you learn more and more about AI, guys, you'll see that it's very, very expensive, for AI to exist and continue to grow. So according to Goldman Sachs, just the Chat GPT that you guys are so excited about, every time you use Chat GPT, just know this, that, it needs nearly 10 times the electricity to process one Chat GPT inquiry as it does for Google, as opposed to Google. So the solution, guys, is Zeta, the XG supercomputer. When you look at the fact that it's community owned and community, operated, guys, that's going to be a big deal. We'll own the actual internet again. Remember, the first version of the internet we actually own. The second version is when the greedy people said, you know what, it's time to compartmentalize this, and now let's own it, take it over and sell it back to the people who actually owned it to begin with. And so now we're going to own it. We're decentralizing. We're going to show you how we're going to do that, where now you don't have to worry about all the information being in one place at one time. It's going to be broken up and, in fragments, so nobody will ever be able to get 100% of the information, if any at all. AI driven, going to show you how that works, through the computers as well. And the network is the data center. So basically, the homes and the businesses that we put our systems, our equipment in, they become the data micro centers. Okay, so how do you participate and profit from this? Okay, when you look at the centralized, supercomputers powered by you, Imagine being able to participate in the lucrative data center and cloud computing industries, just like Amazon, AWS, Google, Microsoft, and more. Okay. How do you participate through Zeta's revolutionary products? These are our uh, three key ingredients to this beautiful thing that we're putting together, right? This beautiful puzzle that we're piecing together. So the Wi-Fi 7 mesh, whole home mesh systems with multi gigabyte speeds. Um, Let me share with you this. I have a short story real quick here. My wife and I bought her dream home in the middle of COVID with the subscription money that we're making on coffee. Okay, that's a plug for subscriptions again. But when we bought this house, guys, it's 5,000 square foot home. I could not use the actual phone on my first floor. I would have to go outside or I had to go to the second level of the house to use the phone. And, there were no towers around and it was horrible. And so for the first 4 to 5 months, we had to have different people come in the house and try to network our house and create network and mesh systems and stuff like that so we can exist without having a problem because it got so bad that I almost wanted to sell the house, and it's a true story. And so, we got somebody to network it. We can use the phone, use the internet. But even then, for 5 years to continue, when I did Zooms, I would have to kick my kids off of social media and off their video games and everything because if I didn't, I was going to have Zooms drop. I was going to have lag time. I wasn't going to be able to, see my picture on the Zoom, all kind of crazy stuff, right? So we put this system, this one box in our home. And when we did that, the day we did that, we had 22 people in my home, right? They went from having no internet and to having everybody having high speed internet at that moment because the internet that was in my home that I was purchasing, it wasn't doing what I purchased it to do. I was only getting 30 to 35% of the performance that it promised, right? That box, when the owner of Zeta himself hooked it up and plugged it in, it maxed out everything I was purchasing and paying for. Therefore, everybody in my house had internet, everybody in my house had Wi-Fi, high speeds, and it was a glorious moment. So now, when I do my business meetings, when I do my events, I no longer have to kick my kids off of the internet, off of their games. I'm no longer public enemy number one. So that's how I explain that box, guys. It's going to give you everything you're already paying for, and that's because the internet company is not designed to. It's not able to. Now the AI Edge node, NPU, AI compute, CPU, 4 TB, storage. Again, a lot of fancy jargon and everything in terms, and the specs and things like that. But when you add a node to a system, it does some amazing thing. And when each new node, it strengthens the global network, boosting speeds, power, and coverage. And with every install, the network grows in value. Thousands of homes become a micro data center, powering the decentralized AI web from forming a supercomputer. Right. So all of the homes, all of the businesses that we put it in, all of that data and all of that power, all that everything, that synergy, the systematic synergy, it connects to become the supercomputer that's broken up in different places, right? So all the information is not in one space. So now instead of having all your videos, your intellectual capital, your passwords, your data records, everything that you hold valuable and dear to you, and for companies even more so, for them it's you put yourself in a position where now thieves who hack in people's systems, they don't want to mess with you because if they do, it's just practicing. It's kind of like going into a bank and robbing the bank. You'll hit the tellers because they're out front, but you don't want to go into the boxes. The boxes are one, you got to get into the cage where the boxes are at. Two, when you actually you got to get into the vault and everything else. More time to get to the boxes. Now you got to hit every box one at a time. And guys, you don't know what's behind each box, right? But the chances of you getting caught, again, is very, very likely. So thieves only want what's easy, what's simple to get in. When they have a supercomputer and a super network that's built, they don't want to deal with it. Okay. XG wireless repeater, 5 GB of capacity for both download and upload, 5 radios in it that go 360 degrees in any direction, guys, and up to a kilometer away. That's what actually connects the whole entire network. But once a small percentage of homes, small percentage being 5%, right? in an area adopts a Zeta, and now the XG wireless repeaters can be installed to create a full community coverage, enabling others to connect. Now communities can come together and build their own internet infrastructure. So now you can get rid of Xfinity, you can get rid of AT&T, you can get rid of a lot of different companies that offer you internet, and now you have Zeta Internet, which is faster, more reliable, and less expensive. Okay. So the business model here, our hardware, direct to consumer, home or business, increased speed and coverage, micro data center, customer contributes to the network, creating a decentralized data center. Just explained that. Tokenized ecosystem, this device, the device owners earn crypto token rewards for contributing to the network's growth. So whether it be one piece of equipment, two or three, you're going to earn tokens for every device that you have purchased and that you have used while it's being used. And oh, by the way, for the people who choose to sell it, you now actually have the ability to earn tokens while the people who you sold it to are actually using it. Keep in mind, when you look at Zeta, you earn commissions and residual income. Yeah, your commissions are paid in dollars, fiat currency, and your residual income is paid in crypto. So when you look at the company, when it says, owned by the community, this is a PBC company. This is a public benefits company, which means that they don't answer to investors. There are no investors. So when it comes to the revenue, 80% of all the revenue that's generated by the company or is generated by the usage of the people who are using it, and the people who are selling it, guys, 80% of that goes back to you when it comes to the commissions. The other 20% is used to continue to build out the infrastructure of the company, continue to buy more equipment and use that equipment, for the good of bringing internet to people who don't have it. So this is what a traditional data center looks like. And at this point, guys, I'm gonna just say, in the future, this will probably be the smallest you'll see a data center. They're going to have to be bigger. Okay. Now, when you look at our data center, this is our data center. So we don't need to tear down anything, to build a data center. We don't have to kill anybody with emissions and drain the grid and kill the grid with, our data center. Guys, the energy that we use to run our data center is the same amount of energy that we use to run the router that you have currently in your home. Okay. And so you become the network. And now that money that you were spending, for those other companies, you get a chance to keep here in your household. Now, when I said a clue, when I said, you look at what the big dogs are doing and then you repeat, yeah. So when you look at Microsoft, $80 billion investment in data center construction in 2025, with a focus on AI-enabled data centers. Okay, Meta, $60 to $65 billion investment in data centers in 2025, with a focus on building a city-sized AI data center. We're talking about they're trying to build a data center that's half the size of the city of Manhattan. Okay, that's a clue, right? Over $100 million investment in infrastructure, primarily focused on expanding its cloud computing arm, Amazon Web Services. So Amazon AWS, over $100 billion, right? So you got to ask yourself, why would Google invest $75 billion in 2025, when it comes to AI and cloud computing? That is because they expect to get a return of greater amounts of 75. They're not going to invest 75 billion, 100 billion, 60 billion, 80 billion if they don't expect to get hundreds of billions back. So from a business perspective, you got to ask yourself, seeing as how I don't have a billion, how can I participate? Right? And that's where Zeta comes in at, guys. You can participate from your level financially, economically. We have a gentleman that's over in Memphis, right? I actually have a group over in Memphis, and Doug and Earl, these guys purchased between the two of them about 25 boxes, right? 25 boxes, and those 25 boxes came with tokens. Okay, and those 25 boxes also are going to be mined, and they're also going to be used, and tokens are going to be generated from the usage. Guys, they when I say they are already seeing the future and they are already investing in it at the level that they can invest in it, that's what you should do, right? If you don't do anything, get a box, start there, right? But when you sell a box, the boxes are right now at a promotional price of $9.99. Okay. The actual cost of the box is 13.50. And when you look at compatibility, if you go to Best Buy, Boxes that have the same specs that this box has, that you'll see that system going anywhere from $1,800 to $2,000. So even though you're getting a discount, you have about 35% discount here, 40% discount here, you're looking at a, you know, 80 to 100% markdown, when it comes to the market itself. Plus, those boxes are not going to pay you. Okay. So when you look at this box, however, when you do sell a box, I see Maria on here. Maria, you sell me a box, you're going to earn $300. Okay. You're going to earn $300 for selling me a box, for putting me in a position where I don't have to worry about bad internet again. Right. Um, Also, the person who enrolled you, that person is going to get $100, whether they knew about the sale or not. Okay. So the company, when I say the company is very generous, Zeta and Build are extremely generous, guys. They're giving you 40%, right? 40% of that actual sales price. So that's a clue. Again, do business with people who want to do business with people and impact people's lives around the world, not people who have to do business with you and people who are greedy, who want to manipulate you and take advantage of you. Okay. But as you can see right now, you'll also be gifted 50,000 native Zeta tokens. Remember, I said Doug and Earl over in Memphis bought 25 boxes. That's a clue, right? And so, regardless of what the value of those coins become, they're in position right now to capitalize if the valuation goes up, because I can't speculate, right? But that's one. Your box comes with 50,000 native tokens. Now, what it also comes with is, a matching percentage, of token creation. So let's go back and say, Mary, who sold me a box, right? Let's say my box, creates 100 tokens a day. Well, guess what? Mary's going to get 67 tokens because she's got a matching. Okay. And let's say, you know what? I talked to Angel, and Angel, she trades. And one thing about traders, they need great internet, right? And so since she trades and she works from home, she buys a box from me because I just like the fact that they're going to allow me to sell it. I become a builder. Now I believe in it. I promote it. I sell Angel a box. Let's say Angel is mining, or her system is creating 100 tokens a day. Guys, guess what's going to happen? Mary's going to get 67 tokens from me. She's going to get 33 tokens from Angel. Okay. I'm going to get 67 tokens from Angel because she's doing 100 tokens at that time, just in this example. But as you can see here, is a two-level affiliate, and you're now building a token portfolio in a blockchain. Get this, by doing something you're already doing anyway. You're just changing your spending habits. You're changing the brand that you're already using. Remember, when I said, what are the options, that people are turning to right now to open up companies and businesses? Remember, I said one of them was replace their old product with the new one. Okay. What better product to replace in your household than one that's going to give you a better service, right? And also pay you for using it and promoting it. Now, like I said, we talked about the $300. Let's see here. Now, how to get started, guys. Purchase a Zeta kit. Okay. And as you see, like I said, we have multiple different ways and components of the company that you can get started on any level. But that Zeta kit, $9.99, own your data center, get your Zeta tokens, right? Get your builder package, which means that now you can sell anything that we actually offer, right? And you start selling Zeta and earning your commissions as well. So you can sell anything else that we offer, including, not excluding Zeta. Now, if you want to just become a builder, right now I don't have $9.99 to buy Zeta, but I see the vision in Zeta. I see the vision in the VidT travel and solar and everything else you guys got. I want to be a part of the network. Still $199 down, 99 a month. All right. And again, you still refer for and you pay no more. So when it comes to trips, remember Aventi, it doesn't just offer up to 70% in discounts on your travel. It also offers that annual trip I was telling you about. So every year on your anniversary, like today, some of you guys are going to get started, right? Like Mel got started yesterday with Sabrina, right? And Danielle got started 2 days ago with Julie and Martin. Their anniversary dates have already started. So one year from now, they're going to have access to a 4 or 5 star vacation stay, and it's going to be valued anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 on average. Okay, but it's going to be for free, and that's going to happen every year. Right? Keep in mind that with Aventi, if a person doesn't even want to become a member of the company and they just want to be a customer, I want to make sure this is where you just want to make sure I blow your mind real quick here. Um, $29 a month makes them a customer. $29 a month gets them the same, discounts that we actually have. $29 a month gets them this annual vacation that you're looking for right now. And by the way, we have over 3,000 of those vacation locations, right? So a person who says, you know what, I travel for work, I'm going to travel anyway. Well, I take one, two, or three vacations a year. I'm going to take those vacations a year anyway. Or you know what, I'm a soccer mom or a soccer dad, like Chris Beck Henry. I go to my kids' games, and we travel as travel clubs anyway. I'm paying $29 a month to get those discounts. I'm paying less than $350 a year to get a free trip, even if I don't travel at all during the year, which you will. So again, guys, don't overthink this. Okay. So when you look at Web3, guys, this is one of these clues when if you're not a numbers person, become one because it does tell you where the future is going. And right now in 2025 is at 39.7 billion would it be? Okay, 2030, 5 years from now, 243 billion, 1.4 trillion. That's when the T kicks in 2035. And then 2024, 8.3 T, and so that's a trillion. And so, guys, if you know where the money is going, the best bet is to meet it at the intersection. You want to get there before it, all right? Or you want to usher it in. So again, $199 down, $99 a month. You get a Venti, you get Zeta, you get the trading club that we have coming, you get Build Smart Money Club, you get access to all the technology support and trainings that we have. And again, you get to make the $99 go away by just opening your mouth and referring it to people just like you refer everything else to people, but you do that for free. Okay. So here are a couple of just things that we do when we talk about the 7 day stays, South Africa, and I'm just gonna click through a couple of these real quick here. Philippines, Astoria, we have people, business partners in the Philippines and in Africa, by the way. Morocco, my VA lives in Morocco. Greece, Brazil, Italy. And again, these are just located guys. We talk about, just locations all around, the world that you can actually benefit. So, what I would suggest you do, guys, one, for those of you who are here as guests, I want to say I appreciate you for, spending some time with us today. But I definitely want to make sure that you know that we're in the business of doing big things. We're in the business of helping people. We're looking forward to helping you. Any questions that you have when it comes to the company and what we're going to do going forward and how you can participate, we're going to be able to answer those questions for you. So get back with the person that invited you here. Make sure we get your questions answered. Make sure we give you your own personal game plan session. And for those of you who are, business owners, guys, we're going to take a 5 minute break and, we'll be right back. I'm not going to kill the line. We're going to stay right here. And I'm going to come back and show you guys how to take your business to the next level. So if you are a guest, if you want to hang around, you're more than welcome to hang around. And I'm gonna show you how to, get this thing started. I'm gonna pop the hood and show you why this baby hums the way it hums. So uh, appreciate you guys for coming. Don't take that for granted. But I'll be back in 5 minutes to make sure we get you in business, for yourself, but not by yourself. All right, guys, can you see the slides?
Yes, sir. We can see them.
Awesome, awesome, guys. And right now, what I want to do, because it's the beginning of the month, we have a lot of brand new business people, who come on board with Build. And for those of you who decided to get started, with us from the first session, definitely want to say welcome to the Build family, the Build Network. And what I want to do right now, like I said, I informed you earlier. Now it's time to empower you, and this is one of the things that I do with people who we get started all the time. And I do have a version for the corporate, slides and colors and everything else, but this has been upgraded. I haven't had a chance to do that with the company just yet, but I want to walk you guys through this, right now, and I really want you guys to really pay attention to me and not just listen to the words I'm saying. I want to make sure you guys really get a good understanding of why I'm saying it. Because right now, when you're a business owner and you have people who are coming into business with you, you want to know the dynamics, of how to make them successful. You want to be able to manage their expectations, not just of the business, but of you as well. You want to know a person to know that you're competent enough to actually get started with. Okay. Remember, a person is uh, really going to go through 6 steps to win. But the first step that's not even on here is making a decision on, if they want to join you or not, if they want to invest $199 in you or not, if they want to invest $999 in you or not. Okay. Are you investable? So again, you learning this, you becoming this information and continuing to learn everything else that the company teaches. When you look at Mr. Pacheco, El Presidente, JC Rangel teaches, anything and everything that the rest of the Mr. with Navarro, the leadership crew with Ed, Julio, Fabian, these guys, it just anything that they're teaching you, make sure you're learning. Even if you're not learning the skill, learning, understanding, learning how to present it from a business perspective, right? Learn how to make a person, understand that you're competent enough to do business with. So when they follow you, you can at least lead them, to, the resolution of them getting their goals. So uh, getting a person to their goals should be simple. When you look at network marketing companies, guys, one of the biggest things that they do that keeps them from, creating a lot of success for a lot of people is they have, their fast start training is like 100 ways to confuse a distributor, right? They got, everything that a person could ever be trained on in this book that's about this big, right? And it shouldn't be like that. You should give a person just enough to get started, just enough to get moving, just enough to get profitable, just enough to get some mental momentum and some wins under their belt, in order for them to go out there and take the next step and get excited about what they have their hands on. This is not the time for you to show them how intelligent that you are and how much how well studied you are in the system and everything else. And don't turn this thing into a seminar and something that's going to run them away, okay, from business. Okay, so again, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and dive in. 6 steps to 6 figures, the ultimate fast start game plan to building a 6-figure career or brokerage, right? So when I say that, I mean it. And let's see here. And when you look at the course content, obviously we're going to talk about the project vision. We're going to talk about your why and your goals. We're going to complete the certifications, talking about building a list of contacts, why that's very, very important. Building a product of your, becoming a product of the product, plugging into proven systems, registering for the next event, and more. Okay. And so the first thing is the project vision. Okay? The company's vision has to be big, right? And when you find out what the company's vision is, you want to make sure that you're on board with it. Okay. A lot of you guys come into the company, you have your own goals, you have your own agenda, and that's fantastic, and you should. Right. But at the end of the day, people are human beings, and human beings are funny. Right. And when you tell a person what your goal is, and that they're going to help you hit your goal, what you're going to do now is put that person in the position where they have to make an emotional decision. And if they funny acting, they're not going to do it. Again, because people don't care anything about your goals, they care everything about their goals. So when you give them a big goal and it's a centralized goal and it's the company's goal or a big goal, what ends up happening is when you have them focus on that goal, the more and more they focus on that goal, the more and more they preach that goal, they perpetuate that goal, and they've worked toward hitting that goal and getting that team going toward hitting that goal. What you'll find is that on the way that they're hitting that goal as a company, as a group, as a team, as an organization, they all of those people hit their goals if they're running toward the big goal. Right? Always pick a goal that's way bigger than yours that everybody can focus on and keep your goal to yourself and your leader, right? But give the big goal to everybody else and help them hit their goals within that big goal. And you'll always hit your goals. Okay. So for me, my goal is helping 10,000 families create $5,000 per month of residual recurring income over the next 5 years, right? The Fast Start training is going to be foundation to everyone who will use it to make it their reality, right? And then we are impacting the economy in many households as we speak. So again, that Project 10,000, focusing on 10,000 people, right? That's a big thing for one. When you look at our compensation plan, how it pays out, for the membership and subscriptions, that's huge. So hitting this goal, forget about what I'm going to earn. Okay, forget about executive 50 or whatever it is, an executive 25 or whatever that number is. Forget about that. Look at all the memberships, that we can actually put in a 10,000, person goal, right? How many Builder 250s we're going to hit? How many Builder 700s we're going to hit? How many Builders 1500s, 3500s? How many Builder 8000s are we going to hit, right? How many? And you start to look at that number and see that number is a significant number for starters, right? And so again, make the big and make that vision big, right? What's your why? Identify and define your non-negotiables, guys. What's that one thing again that you'll find yourself, if you're on your deathbed today, with a huge regret on that you didn't accomplish, and financially, like it's got to be significant. It's got to be something that you'll work for. It's something that you'll truly regret. A car is not going to do it. A house is not going to do it. A vacation is not going to do it. It's got to be like for me, as an example, my goal is to make sure that each one of my sons has at least one. My goal is two each, but at least one self-storage unit, right? And I'm gonna just tell you, it's self-storage units are, something that can manage themselves basically, but it's going to spit out residual recurring income on a monthly basis, and the rents on those are going to increase every 3 to 6 months. So they'll always be taken care of financially. So for me, while I'm getting, them to getting those goals done, I have to continue to cultivate their minds as entrepreneurs so they won't squander it when I'm gone. Okay? But that's my definite purpose for my sons. That's my non-negotiable. But for right now, you need some short-term goals, 6 short and 6 long-term goals, financially, lifestyle goals, your group goals, family goals, people that you want to help, those goals. Okay. 6 short term, 6 long term. And so when you have your person that you're working with send you those goals or show you those goals, now you know why you're helping that individual. Now you know what's important to them. And so now when they're slacking and they're not doing what they're supposed to do, now you can give them a phone call, say, hey, Archie, you remember when you got started and you said you wanted to go out here and help the masses, you want to go out here and you want to do this, do that, this, and you want to accomplish this and earn that. So yeah, yes, I remember that. So, okay, well, do you think your activity is getting you closer to your goals or getting you further away from your goals? Oh man, probably further away. So, okay, Archie, well, let me ask you a question. Do you think we need to change your goals to fit your activity, or do we need to change your activity to fit your goals? You know what? I want to hit my goals, so I'm gonna change my activity. I'm gonna go ahead and so now that those goals become leverage, because now those goals are going to show you what that person really thinks of those goals. Okay, so business goals that you should have, assigned into your people right away. Find out what they want to accomplish, and then you attach the goals to them. Everybody should be getting for and paying no more right away. You should get a person in a position where they're not funding their business any longer. Okay. Get for, pay no more, and I'll show you the dynamic of what that's going to do on the building side. Then you have Zeta. If a person wants to focus on Zeta, get your 4 Zeta sales right away. Okay. Get your 3 utility bills right away if you're focusing on solar. Get your 3 alkaline hydration water system sales right away if you're focusing on water sales. Get your 10 gold eventing members. If you don't, if you can't get anybody to sign up on a membership, Guys, everybody, 100% of people should be getting 10 gold Eventi members. Those are $29 a month memberships for people who don't want to have anything to do with the business, but they just want to travel. 10 social trading customers. So again, that company, we're going to be launching that company, the partnership of the company, giving you guys all the details. And oh, by the way, stay tuned because we have master traders and master trainers who have come on board to partner with Roxy and other people who we have who are trading. And the boot camp is going to be done probably next week and next weekend because we're going to be launching our trading campaign shortly thereafter. So make sure that you are plugged into the chat groups. Make sure you guys have open ears because that company that we partner with, guys, and I'm glad I have to be conscious of this. The name almost slips every time I say it, but this company is, a company is going to keep us in business. When you look at the industry of network marketing, direct sales out there, you have a lot of companies that are going under, and they're going under because they're attaching trading, to the company. They're attaching investments into the company which you really can't do. And it opens up Pandora's box and it puts a person in a position where they're going to end up closing their doors one day. And a lot of you guys who are in that industry, you're seeing it happen real time. Well, this company is a third party company, that we've partnered with, and all of our trading education, all of the bots and the scanners and the signals and all that stuff is going through that company, right? Not through us. But watch this. No other network marketing companies can partner with that company. Those network marketing companies have to come through us because we have that position, we have that exclusivity, we have that position and trust of the owners. So you guys are going to be able to build trading clubs and trading communities based on what we're about to do, with the trading industry. So make sure you go talk to everybody about trading right away. Okay, and then build a 250. If you're building a seven-figure income, it needs to start with a three-figure decision. Like when I say three-figure decision, $199, down $99 a month, and then some work ethic. Okay. Don't, guys, if a person is telling you they want to build a nice 6 or 7 figure income or a nice 4 figure a month income and they won't invest three figures, then that person doesn't get it, or they don't believe in you, or they don't believe in themselves. Something's wrong, but we're talking about 199. Okay. But build a 250. Okay, build a 250 is where it's at, and I'm about to show you right now. But go dream building with your family. We go on boats, we go walk through houses that are being constructed. We do go and look at car lots. We do go and look at things we want to invest in, opportunities we want to invest in. But that's just dream building to us as well. Okay, but again, make sure you go dream building with your team, not just your family, with your team. So get certified ASAP. And so whether it be completing the Zeta certification, which is just Q&A, some videos and stuff like that. Encore, same thing. Build trading, same thing. Rating H2O, same thing. Just and the certifications are there to educate you guys, to give you some common information and knowledge of what we are selling and what you're pitching. So you won't have to always say, let me get that answer for you. Okay. And so just let us know when you complete everything and we'll take you to the next level. So build a 250, guys, the 4x8, it's real simple. Remember, how many people let me see it in the chat. How many people do you have to have in order for you to have to pay no more? $99. I mean, you have four people at $99. There you go. There you go. Four people. All right, great, great. So when you get those four, 1, 2, 3, 4, you put those four right there in those positions. And guys, what's their goal? To get four, right? Your goal for them is to get four, so they don't have to pay anymore, right? But on the way of getting four, they get two. Okay. Got to. You have to. One on the left, one on the right. You have to get two on your way to four, right? So if that's the case, guys, 4 plus 8 is what? That's 12, right? 6 on the left, 6 on the right is what? No, it's not 12. It's $250 a month, residual income. Okay, so this is simplicity at its finest. Okay, this is how you blueprint income. Okay, this is how you make things happen. So when you dumb it all the way down and you give it to a person and you get a person to this position, guys, there are people in that organization who are not going to stop just because you got your 250. All right. Remember, they're on the way to getting their four, so they can pay no more. And guess what? All you got to do is find one in each one of those legs to do the same thing. And guess what you do? It puts you at build to what? 700. So you do it first. You teach somebody on the left to do it, and you teach somebody on the right to do it. And guess what? Now you have Builder 700. Now you at $700 a month. Now you at a car note, right? You know what I mean? That's again leverage, residual recurring income. Or guess what? That's $700 a month. You got Roxy, you got other traders that are on board here that you're gonna be trading with, be learning from, guys. Guess what? You can take that money and put that in the trade market. Okay. I'm just saying you want that residual recurring income coming in, but the most important thing is you want it to increase. Okay. So remember, what you do, you can teach. So stop letting your upline and senior partners do 100% of the work for you, because that means that your business doesn't grow until they grow it. Right? Go out here and start getting in front of people, pointing and reading. Get in front of people, pull up the flip charts, do the presentations, point and read, then get them on the phone to your senior partner. When you get somebody who is worth launching, what happens is be like Sabrina and Eddie. Sabrina and Eddie sponsored a young lady by the name of Mel. Mel is somebody who I would actually work with because she has influence, somebody who I can actually launch because she can get people on a Zoom. And the people who she would get on that Zoom, guess what? They understand business, they understand money, they understand subscription. So it's not if they get started, and if they blow up, it's when, right? A lot of you guys, you see Matthew and Roxy out there killing it, and they're out there killing it because they're talking to everybody, not discounting anybody. But when they get somebody that's launchable, they're getting them into the system. They're doing presentations themselves. And for people who they need help with, guess what? They have JC, they have me, they have Winston, right? Roberto Robledo doing the same exact thing. Guess what? You had Rod Obi doing the same exact thing. Dr. Arlene Angel doing the same exact thing. Guys, leaders are doing the same exact thing, right? They see the numbers, the math makes sense. If you're not making money and build, guys, at this point in time, like I'm saying, over the next 3 to 6 months, if you don't find yourself building a subscription-based business or making money, it's because you can't count. Yeah, I just gave you the calculator that build a 250 sheet. You go get four, and while helping them get their four, they get two each. That's the foundation of becoming a what? A builder 250 factory. Right? Remember, you said all of y'all, most of y'all said I am committed. Don't make me go back to the chats because I can screenshot the chat, and all of you guys put I am committed to becoming a builder 250, factory. Right or right? Okay. If you actually sent that text out, put me in the chat real quick. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. If you sent out, I am committed to being a Builder 250 factory, put that in the chat. Just say me, 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 me. If I can still rely on you and count on you to do that, put me, right? You see how simple this is, though. This is very, very simple for us to do. It's just compound math, guys. Compound work, compound belief, compound understanding. You're just going to work and now showing everybody that this works. That's it. You show a person I get 250 a month and help them. You have two people, now you're building 700. You have five people, now you're at building 1,500, right? You have 10 people, 15 people, 10 people, 12 people, you're at building 3,500. And you're doing this, you're just doing the same exact work. The little bit of work that you did to get to 250, you're doing that same little bit of work in different access points of your businesses. Okay. This is how you build out an organization. People want to know how my wife and I got to $65,000, $75,000 a month of residual recurring income, right? Not recruiting income. Is because we understood, how to make it so simple that everybody could do it. And if they didn't do it, they exposed themselves to let us know that they were not emotionally sophisticated enough to have our time at that moment. Okay. So again, qualify yourself for leadership by going out there. If you're not builder 250, go out there and become a builder 250 so you get your upline's attention, your senior partner's attention. Okay. So build a list of contacts, guys. This is very, very important. This is your capital. Okay. The late great Jim Rome, he'll tell you, you don't need a dime to start a business. You need people. Okay. And there's a book called The Parable of the Pipeline. You can find it on YouTube. They have it, in a cartoon edition. They have it where you can look at it, but you want to build a pipeline. You want to build a list. Okay. And you want to treat that list, guys, like it's worth a fortune. Okay? Be organized with your list. Don't just throw people on your list. Throw phone numbers on the list. Be on purpose with it. Okay. So decide what you're going to focus on. If there's a different, and if there's a space in our company that you're going to focus on, decide what that is. Okay. And that's fine. If you're undecided right now, that's fine too. Okay. But make sure that you actually build a list. That list, and I'm not just saying 50 to 100. I'm talking about, all of those. You may have a list of 200 to 500 names, 700, 800 names, but at least make sure 50 to 100 of them are people who are career candidates, people who don't want to do anything with network marketing, but they just want to sell solar, or they just want to sell water. They just want to sell something. They just want a six-figure part-time opportunity that won't take them from their family, right? 50 to 100 broker candidates. These are people who want to build a business. These are people who want to build a sales force, right? 50 to 100 homeowners. Matter of fact, that list of homeowners, it's as many homeowners as you know and can get to know. That list should not ever stay the same. It should always be growing. Your list should be growing every day, period. But this one list, homeowners, guys, home essential services, period. Remember, you for every one of those names on that list, you have at least 5, 6, or 7 things that you can sell them. Okay. And then 50 to 100 real estate industry professionals. If you are a realtor, broker, mortgage person, interior designer, landscape electrician, plumber, it doesn't matter what you do in the industry. You literally are in the industry where you have the same clients as everybody else in that industry. Y'all share the same goals, right? So now you can partner with everybody in that industry. You can recruit everybody in that industry and gain access to this person's resources that have 1,000, people in their database, 2,000 people in their database. This person who did 5,000 roofs over the last 10, 15 years, you have access to their database. As now you have, again, collaborated with people who are in your industry. Now you have people who are with EXP who are collaborating with LPT. You got people who are with Century 21 collaborating with Remax, right? You got people who are rival roofers and rival plumbers doing business together for once in their life. This is where if you can learn how to put people together and learn how to collaborate and show people the benefit of bringing people to the table, for one common goal, right? You can make a flat out fortune. You build your list, okay, and give it life. 6 checkers. So the 6 checker list is crucial. So when you look at the 6 checkers, this is how because what people do is they normally go to their easy people first, right? And people who are not going to buy anything from them. So when you categorize a list and that list tells you and directs you and gives you instructions on who to call first, you're more successful. Okay. And there are 6 categories of people who should be when it comes to sections that you should check off. So you should have your names, right? And then you should have your categories, all 6 checkers. Okay. And by each name, they're either going to get a check or they're not. They qualify the check, they get a check. If they don't, they don't. Don't try to impress yourself with your list. Tell the truth. Because your list, I'm gonna just tell you, when you make that phone call, it'll show you whether you're lying to yourself or not. But wealthy people, number one on the list. You know why? They give you the less headache. They give you a big boy yes or a big boy no, right? And so you know what? Yeah, I understand solar. I love solar. I've been looking at solar. I'll buy it. They can afford everything you sell, and say they see the value in everything that you sell, right? Poor people, and I say poor people, I'm talking about poor mentality, poor-minded people, passing over opportunities repeatedly because they're always talking themselves out of, opportunities and talking themselves out of value, right? Even though value is there, they fight not to see the value, fight not to recognize the value, fight, and it's a fight. It's always a fight. Wealthiest people in the world who see the value, they buy it, they can afford it, they promote it, and they endorse you, and they give you referrals, and they join you. Okay, so wealthy people. If they're wealthy, they get a check. If they're not, they don't. Have money to get started. I don't care if it's $29. If they got $29 to get started as a customer, they should be on your list. We're not even talking about the 99 if you're overseas to become a builder, or if you were 199 and globally to become a builder, or 999 to get the Zeta. I'm talking about $29. If they got $29, they need to be on your list. Yeah, but if it's just a builder's list, they got to have at least 99 out of the country. If you're here in the U.S., you don't have any U.S. contacts. If they have 199, they get a check. If they don't, they don't. Okay. They own their own home. Check. Self-explanatory. Okay. Number 4, they have influence. They have influence, and I want to make sure I be specific with this. It's a difference between having influence and being popular. Okay. On Facebook, you see people who have all these likes. They perform for likes, right? And if they put some on their page for business, you know, or personal development, it's crickets, right? They don't have influence. They don't have they literally have followers that like being entertained by that person. They like that person as an individual. That person's popular, not influential. Okay. So if a person has influence and they can make a decision and they can set a statement or they can make a move and people follow them, that's influence. Otherwise, no check. Right? If they're a go-getter, somebody who's always busy, right? Somebody who, when you put something in their hand, they're going to run with it. And by the way, busy people, I love working with busy people because busy people get stuff done. People who, if you call a person and they're always available for you, that person has nothing on that table. That person is not somebody that I am going to prioritize as a individual who I want to do business with and put at the top of my list. They can join my company. They just may not have access to my time. But I want to start with busy people. I want to start with go-getters. Right. So they get a check if they're a go-getter. And if they don't, they're not a go-getter, they don't get a check. And then if they have no ego, they get a check. Okay. People with egos, guys, I'm gonna tell you, they think they know everything already. And again, for me, I let the system teach them. For me, I'd rather work with a person who has no influence, but they have a will to live. They'll go out there and create contact with people, put me on the phone with people, whatever. I'd rather work with that person who has no ego, but they have a desire to win. They got a reason to win, versus a person who has the ego, who thinks they know everything already, who I can't teach them anything. I'll work with somebody else over here, get them to a point where they're successful, and that will teach that person how to treat me, the person with the ego. But I don't have time to, for that. So you won't get a check. You might make my list, you just won't get a check for having an ego. So you look at everybody who has sixes. You start there. Start making all those phone calls because those people are the most qualified and most likely to do business with you. Then you go to your fives, right? Same thing, just one level notch, just one notch down, right? And then you go to your fours, threes, twos, ones. But this is the thing: you build your list right, and then you commit to calling all those people on your list all the way down to checker number one. Guys, normally you'll never get through all your fours. You'll be so busy with the production and all the resources that are coming to the table with your sixes, your fives, and your fours that you'll have to force yourself to get to your threes, twos, and you may never even touch your ones. The ones that find out about you on, say, Facebook and Instagram, stuff like that. That's just how it is. Okay. Um, but you want to book, if you book it, if you call them the other way around, guys, you'll never make it to your six because if you start the ones, zeros, ones, twos, and threes, by the time you get up to the fours and fives, you so wore out, you so negatively impacted by people telling you no and giving you horrible no's that you won't even call them the fours, fives, and sixes. Okay, so don't do it in reverse. Okay, stop calling needy people just because you feel like they need it. They need it for a reason. They need it because they have bad habits, have disbelief, right? They literally have perfected the art of failing. Okay, for lack of better words. So start at the top and work your way down to the bottom. Book for showcases. Showcases are where we share the opportunity, right? Or we share the services, okay, or the products, okay. And when a person is doing a presentation once a week, so when I'm getting started with a person, I want them to book, a showcase at least one a week, right? So let's say we pick the Tuesday. So you got my next 4 Tuesdays, or we pick a Thursday. You got my next 4 Thursdays, right? And you keep those by filling those up. All right, so you go out here and we invite, you put people on the line. I show you how to invite, or the person who you're with shows you how to invite. You pack out those calls. Guess what? People get started. We take the people who get started. We do the same exact thing. The people who are serious, we give them the next four, and then we give the people who are serious the next four in there. And next thing you know, your whole entire week is booked up with people who are booking showcases who will pack those calls out. Right now person doesn't have anybody show up at the showcases, then you don't get the next four. You tag along with somebody else's, but I'm not going to continue to rebook events for you and nobody's showing up. Okay, so just want to give you, the mindset. Make sure people respect your time. Make sure people do what's to qualify your time. And plus, for me, if I book a showcase for you and you cancel on the last day, the day of, I'm not putting you back on my calendar. I'm just telling you right now. That's for me. You just taking a day from somebody in my group who could have used that day, or a day from my family who I could, for that I could have booked something with my family on that time. My calendar is everything. Make your calendar everything. Make people respect your time and respect your senior partner's times. Okay, so become a product of your products, right? This is where you test drive a Venti. Right. As soon as you get started, guys, the first thing you should probably look at is the eventing. Go ahead and fall in love with the savings. Go ahead and fall in love with the discounts. Go ahead and figure out what your bucket list is. I know Sabrina's is not a bucket list. She's been before. She loves going to Dubai. So I know that's one of the first places she looked at when she logged in. Right. But go test drive it. Okay. I have people who they use Aventi for business all the time. They travel for business all around. Guys, it's just because it's not a vacation don't mean you can't save money. I'm going to New York on Monday, and the one thing me and Mrs. Navarro was laughing about when we booked the travel, she's like, "Oh my God, New York is expensive," and because she books my rooms all the time, right? And I always send her rooms that I find through Aventi and that have big discounts, and she finds the discounts, through Aventi, and she books it. And but even though it's expensive, we still save 33% on the room that she booked for me in New York. Right? It's still a savings. It's still on business. It doesn't matter because it's not my vacation. I'm gonna save money if I'm traveling, period. Okay. The rewards, benefits, build trading, make sure if you want to again kick the size on trading services, smart money, club, guys, document everything, take pictures of everything. Screenshots become sales tools. Okay. So, hey, look, this is my before and my after on my Zeta box that you put in your house. Right. This is what it was before. This is what it is after. Take a look at that. All right. This is my before and after savings, that I got on my hotel room. Screenshot that. Take a look at that. Right. Get some video footage from your customers who have bought from you, who have used your services, and they love it. Video testimonials are perfect. Okay. If not, take get a screenshot, shaking the hand with the product or service, and a written testimony or a typed testimony. Okay, use your customers, again, to where they help you with your next sale. But upgrade your house. My house is a model home for build. I have the solar, I have the water, I have the Zeta, right? I have a product that we don't even sell right now, but it's coming to the market, and I'm not going to mention because I don't want you to ask me about it, right? But again, be a product of the product. You want to be able to tell people with all confidence that what you have, the company you have, what the company sells, and that it works. You enjoy it, right? Of all of them, I enjoy the water the most. I really do. I love my water. I love the savings from solar, but it's the water, the internet. The water is first, then the internet, then solar. All right. But level up, to build guys. If you're an affiliate and you're listening to the words coming out of my mouth and you see the value, don't play with it. Go ahead and upgrade. Make sure your people are listening to these trainings as well, guys, so they can see value. Like if you put an affiliate on this training today and they don't upgrade, they never planned on joining you. They never planned on building anything with you. They just signed up as an affiliate just to get you off their back. Okay. And so that's a good thing though. If you figure that out, that's great because now you know that person really wasn't serious. Because some of you guys feel for the okie doke, hey, I'm gonna take my first solar sale and I'm gonna pay my $199 in with my solar sale. We're talking about $199. Get real. Right. If you don't, as a person, as a human being, as a person who lives in North America, can't you put your hands on $199, you need to be the first person to go find it and join the company and build toward some discretionary income and a bank account that will allow you to do whatever you want to do when those opportunities arrive. Okay. It's time for us to be real with people. If you really want to help people, stop lying to people or letting them lie to themselves. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's see here. Okay, so those are okay. Yeah, so the last thing, there we go. We got to that. There we go. So as far as the compensation guys, I talked about it in the presentation. You want to make sure that you know how we get paid now with the increase of the packages from the old promotional price. And I'm saying this because this is a training, okay? But in a presentation or a general conversation with a brand new prospect who's hearing about Zeta for the first time, they should never know that you paid $675 for it. And the next time you talk to somebody, now if you talk to somebody who could have gotten it for $675, then you tell them it went up to $999 and it's going to go up again to $1350. But never in another conversation should you ever say $675 to somebody who wasn't exposed to that price to begin with, because now you create a conflict. Well, you bought it for $675. I want to buy it for $675. When's it going to be $675 again? Never. Well, I don't want to buy it. People think like that, right? So $999 is what it is. And with that 99 comes a $300 commission for the person who sells it and a $100 commission for their senior partner, the person who recruited them. Guys, that's 40% of the sales cost going back to the field. Companies don't do that. Okay. If you're a business person, entrepreneur, and you've been in sales for a long time, you know companies don't do that. Right. And so just know this, when we say the company is generous, the company is definitely a generous company. And then on the back end, our long term, when it comes to income wise, the coins, 50,000 coins for a person who's buying the box right now. And when a person is saying, well, when we're starting to mine, we'll start the mine one day, but until that day comes, we're giving you $50,000 and 50,000 tokens rather, and native tokens, so you won't mine, right? I will hope you got that. For me, give me the 50,000, tokens, and when you start mining, you start mining. At least I got 50,000 out the gate, off the rip. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, when they do start mining, the matching 67% on your personals, and then 33% on their personals. Okay. And so it's just two levels. And so it's funny, I had a conversation with Julie. Julie was working for, one of her guy, Martin. And Martin's in Ghana right now doing business, but he's also taking care of family, friends, and some people that have, because they had some things happen over there. Uh, but she was working with Danielle, and Danielle is coming in. She's going to be selling a ton of boxes in Mississippi and some other regions that she does business in. And Julie was like, so let me get this straight. So when it comes to the commission, Martin's going to get $300, when Julie buys her box, and I'll get $100. Okay. Yes. Okay. So when Danielle, sells a box, okay, she's going to get $300. Martin's going to get $100. I'm not going to get anything, right? I said, correct. I said, so she's like, okay, all right. She said, I'm working on this because I like her. I like Martin. So it's no problem. And like I told her, me and every one of these other leaders here, like Ed Ayala, Julio Kino, Fabian, all these people who have JC Rega, all these people who have people who are very, very deep beneath them, right? Um, guys, we work for free when it comes to Zeta. We have people 3, 4, 5 levels deep, and we get nothing. But it's just we get the joy of knowing that you guys are getting coins. We get the joy of knowing that you guys are getting paid. And again, same thing. Danny Pacheco, same thing. He has large organizations growing, right? And Matt and Jabari and all these people, Rod Obi, all these people have groups beneath them. Angel, Trend, all these people have people who are 3, 4, 5 levels beneath them. They're not getting paid on anything Zeta. Okay. And so, but it's the fact of understanding that you still are helping the people make money. That's what this thing really is about. Is remember, you help a lot of people get what they want in life and help them hit the goals they want to hit, guys. Everything else will come back to you. Right? It will circle back. We went backwards on me. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so number 5, as we wrap up, guys, plug into the proven system. Now, you scale your income by scaling your mindset and your skill sets. So when it comes to the company, guys, we have a system. It's kind of like a channel, if you will. That channel has a lot of stations, it has a lot of programs, and you turn it on when you want to listen to it, and you turn it off when you don't, right? And kind of like the radio. We have Zooms, like you're on one right now, right? This is a Super Saturday Zoom that happens once a month, every second Saturday. Okay, so this is a part of the system. Every Monday we have a call at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, every Monday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have the Millionaire Mentorship Call. We have door knocking trainings live and archive. We're going to be having trading trainings. We have Zeta presentations, which Roberto Tavares does most of those, right? And so bill presentations that happen on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Guys, we have everything system-wise. We got everything you guys need. Okay, 8-point system. There's a training in your back office. You know, when JC Rangill goes over the 8-point system, shows you how to make your work. You know, how to make your work make money, right? How you can stay accountable and how to track your daily activity and really, you know, show yourself why you're either making money or why you're not. Okay. Lead generation, obviously, you're going to master the scripts that we have and the ones you get your hands on. Role playing is always an option. And then lead generation systems that you can actually hire or people who will come to the company and do it, right? But leadership development, Millionaire Mentorship Call, like I said, leadership boot camps that'll be coming up. The crash camps, or I have a crash camp, but your leaders will have you know, different types of leadership, you know, trainings and calls that they do for their groups, whatever. But become a presenter and a trainer, and that makes you a leader, right? People will follow you, people will appreciate you, right? You become their leader. And then lastly, get registered for the next event and do that now. And so when you look at the next event, guys, the next event is 12 o'clock on Monday. All right. That 12 o'clock or 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Monday. Okay. Then you have the Millionaire Mentorship Call on Monday night. Those are the next events. Okay. Until you get to the big event. And so you'll always be able to find out who the next events are, what the next events are by talking to your senior partners, stay plugged in, and you know, they'll make sure they get you where you need to go. Okay. So guys, that's our, you know, Super Saturday trainings. And what I want to do right now is, let me see here. 12:38. Okay. All right. Not bad. So what we want to do right now, guys, is I need you guys, you know what I do. You know, I'm going to open it up, you know, for a couple of questions real quick, because I do have a little bit of time. So for those of you who may have a question or two about building, about launching, about whatever it is that we do and build compensation plan wise, don't ask me any technical questions about Zeta, as Roberto Tavares. Okay, but don't ask me anything about, you know, payouts. That's the CFO one. You know, so ask me building questions, leadership questions, and we'll get a couple of those knocked out before we get out of here. And let's see here. Any questions by anybody? Okay. Well, one last thing before we get out of here, guys. Go back into the chat. Say I'm still, you know, committed to being a Build a 250 factory. I'm even more committed. Okay, because this is the affirmation. You typing it, you know, put it out there, make it happen. And people who were not on this training, they'll still wonder why they wasn't. Okay, they'll go back and they'll watch it and they'll see what they missed. Okay, this is archived. This is on Facebook. Make sure you go to Facebook and tag all of your team members in this training, especially the new ones, the people who are not performing, underperforming, people who are not showing up, not inviting, not selling, not recruiting, people who you feel like they're straying away, or that conversation or gap is growing between you guys. Get them, tag them in here, you know, so they come back and watch this training, and hopefully it does something for them. Otherwise, guys, turn you back over to your Saturdays. Look forward to working with you guys. And notice, from Winston Navarro to every leader in the company, we don't know what we did to deserve you guys, but we're going to do everything in our power to make sure you guys get everything you came to build for. So enjoy your Saturday. We'll see you guys at the top. See you guys at the bank, and definitely because of Aventi, we'll see you guys on the beach. Bye-bye for now.
Recording